whatever, and like we're still very, very, very good friends, and I don't feel like, I mean, sure, I wish she wasn't doing those things that she's doing, but like it doesn't like, turn me off from a friendship with her, and it doesn't make me feel like I need to tell her off or whatever. On the other hand, I could think of people just like myself who can drive me crazy with very minor, stupid things. Like,
yeah, so I think
my email the hour I sent it. How could you?
So I think it's probably more to do with personality than level of Yiddishkeit. You know what I mean? It's like there are certain people who rub us the wrong way, and others who don't. There are people we're challenged by, and people we're not challenged by. We accept them, whether it's bittul or not. I don't know if it's.
It's the expectation what you expect from people.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you expect from them. If you expect that's how they are, then you accept them.
Yeah.
But if you work on your bittul, you won't even notice these things.
No, not that you won't notice it. You won't be. It's not you. It's not about you. It's about them. So we because we're so stuck in ourselves.
How can you not take it personally? Like,
you don't have to take it personally.
When someone says, "So your husband makes this," but he does, like when someone's digging into your life.
Okay, so if an insane person comes up to you,
she is like,
and says,
unfortunately, no, she has unfortunately, but
okay,
obviously struggle, but like.
No. What I'm saying is, if somebody insane comes up to you and tells you that you're crazy. So
it's like you're saying crazy.
So it depends. If you are comfortable in yourself, then you say, okay, look, this person is not well, and that's how they're expressing it. So you don't take it personally. If you got a fragile ego, so then even that you're going to take offense at, even though like this person like obviously has issues of their own. It's not that you're not going to see their problems, you're not going to take it personally.
Like you'll have no feeling. Like I'll have no feeling. Like, okay, she said that next. Like just, okay.
No, you'll have a feeling towards her. There's something about her that you've learnt. There are some people that what they say about you just tells something about them.
Yeah.
So, okay, if this is what you feel the need to do, to belittle me, so that says something about you, not about me. That's only if you're transparent in your ego.
I don't get insecure about what she's saying, but I get like, because I'm very Baruch Hashem confident with whatever of my life, but like, who do you think you are? Like, come, like, do you know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So there's one of two things. Either what she's saying has truth to it, so then listen to it and take it on board, or it has no truth to it, so then that's this person's problem. So if I would have no ego and somebody came up to me and said, you're an idiot, so I've just learned something either about myself or about that person. So if it's about me, I'd like to know if I'm an idiot. Am I doing something stupid? I'd like to know. That's good information to know. Am I about to walk off a cliff? I'd like to know that. So if you mean you're an idiot because you're about to walk off a cliff and you're not looking where you're going, thank you. Thanks for that information. I needed to know that. If you think I'm an idiot, but you have no basis for that, and that's just your anger being let off, so then I feel bad for you. Like, can I help you? Is there something we can do to alleviate your frustration? That's if I have no ego. If I do have an ego, so then no matter what the person meant, you call me an idiot, I get defensive. And I'll keep running towards the cliff, saying, how dare you call me an idiot, and then fall off a cliff. The ego like just blocks the whole thing and makes us blind to what's going on.
So the way you're saying it, bittul becomes almost like a compassion. Is neutrality also bittul? Like a sort of, well, like, okay, you're entitled to your opinion?
Well, no, if you have bittul, then you'll care about that person. You will care about them. Like.
But it makes it sound like judgmental, like, oh, never, I did something bad. So like,
judgmental's not bad.
You must be defective or ill in some way, and therefore I have rahmanas, because like if you were a normal functioning human being, you wouldn't say this. That's very judgmental. Like,
yeah,
can you
there's nothing wrong with judgmental. If when you have to be judgmental.
What? But judgmental doesn't seem very humble.
Well, it depends what you do with your judgment.
So let's say someone says you're an idiot because they disagree with your drasha you gave on Shabbos.
Mm-hmm.
They think that you were wrong about Israel, about politics, about whatever, right? They're entitled to their opinion. If you say, well, if you don't agree with my opinion and you think I'm an idiot because of my opinion, there must be something wrong with you for not sharing that opinion. That's not very like.
Right, but that wasn't the example.
No, if someone's
that I gave.
Like saying something stupid.
I'm just saying, okay.
It's still, even if they don't
they're-
agree, you don't say you're an idiot. There's something wrong for a person to say that. I mean,
This is true.
that's just,
Yeah.
you can say I don't agree with what you're saying.
Let's go on. So, you become like an askufan dreshes. Lispa l'chol adam. V'hu amru. That's what it says in the Gemara. La'olam yehei adam rach kakana. A person should be soft like a reed, and not tough like an oak tree. There are trees that stand and you can't move them. There's reeds that blow in the wind. That's how a person should be. Soft like a reed that you bend. Somebody throws something at you, it bounces off. Instead of being hit by it and being resistant, okay, this way, that way, or you blow in the wind. Again, this sounds like sometimes a very negative thing to just blow in the wind, No, but it's talking here about that you know who you are. So somebody else comes along and that's who they are. Okay, I can handle that. It doesn't crack me. I don't snap because somebody pushed me this way or pushed me that way. I can handle that as well because I'm not stuck in myself. If I'm stuck in myself, so then any resistance, any push, is going to knock me over. So what comes out of this? The ability to tolerate various different opposite influences. Comes from the ability of bittul, of being nullified, of being transparent. That I'm not stuck in anything particular. I'm not stuck in myself. Things don't have to be my way. So I can hear your way, and that doesn't knock me over. That's the only way to have unity with anybody. To have a real sense of unity can only come through bittul, through me not being stuck in myself. As long as I'm stuck in myself, so then I am the be-all and end-all, and anything else is really a challenge to me. You have a chance of teaming up with me if you will massage my ego. If you will make me feel good about who I am, so then maybe I'll team up with you. But you have to just come under my sway. You can't be yourself. The ability to unite with anyone is the power of bittul. When a person is a nothingness, that they make themselves, it's just not about me. It's like I'm not here. I'm just observing. I'm not stuck in my own thing. This is also called being ma. Ma means what? Like, what am I? And the word ma is used as an expression of bittul. Like Moshe said about himself, what am I? I'm nothing. Kedua. So al-kain mizeatam. So this is the reason lo yishkan achdus apshuta. The oneness of Hashem, the simple oneness of Hashem, shenikra bechinas ayin hamiti, which is the real, true nothingness, can only rest the rak b'davar shu bechinas yichud kanal. Can only rest in something that has unity. Did you hear that line? The real, true nothingness, the ayin hamiti, is Hashem. Hashem is the real nothing. You think you're nothing? the true nothingness is Hashem. What does it mean, nothingness? Meaning that He is the one that truly has no definition, no ego, no boundary. He is the ultimate of nothingness, which is a very bold statement. To say that Hashem is something is wrong. He's not nothing either, like we understand nothingness. He's a true nothingness. We understand nothingness as being a lack. Hashem is a nothingness because He's beyond any somethingness. He's beyond any definition. So where can Hashem rest? Only in a nothingness. meaning where you are not stuck in a definition, then the divine can rest there, because Hashem is not stuck in any definition. If you're stuck in the limited perspective that is you, that is your ego, so then that's a blockage to Hashem's revelation. So that's what it means, that Hashem created Yesh Ma'ayin, so we could make from Yesh Ayin again. He took Ayin and made it Yesh, we have to take the Yesh and make it Ayin. He created us with an ego, and our job is to overcome that ego and to become a nothing again. But not a nothing, not a doormat in the negative sense, a nobody, like a non-entity. It means that you are, yeah.
Tolerance.
So when we say Hashem created the world Yesh Me'ayin, I always thought, probably most of us always have thought that means there was nothing, and Hashem created something from the nothing, which is not what a human being can do. A craftsman, a potter makes a pot from clay, whereas Hashem made the whole world and everything from nothing. But it could also mean that Hashem made the world from nothing, from the true Ayin, which is Himself, which is actually what He did, because He created the world with Tzimtzum.
Correct. So there's many Maamarim that have many different ways of looking at the Ayin that's spoken about in Yesh Ma'ayin, and one of them is that the Ayin is the Ayin Amiti.
Shemeir Kagan al Shalom told us that saying that Hashem is infinite is putting a limitation on Hashem. Because if you say that He's infinite, well then you're saying He can't be finite.
Right.
Like any definition is.
Correct. Okay, לפי שסיבס בחינת הייחוד בא בחינת ביטול כעין ובכל דבר שהוא בחינת ביטול שמה דווקא ישקל הארץ ארץ שנקרא עין אמיתי. Because to be able to be united with another person means the ability to transcend your yesh and to be an ayin. And so in a place of unity there can be a revelation of Hashem. That's what we started this section with. That unity is the prerequisite for a revelation of Hashem. First we said because Hashem is one, so therefore only in oneness Hashem can be revealed. But there's a deeper point here, that because Hashem is ayin, is a nothingness, meaning He's no definition, so He can't rest on a place that is stuck in its definitions. He can only rest in a place where definitions have been blurred, where there's unity. I'm not stuck in myself, therefore I can be united with you. That's what it shows. The important thing about this is unity means, therefore, not finding people you like. That's not unity. Find like-minded people and hang around together and you've got unity. That's not unity, that's Yeshus. Unity is find somebody you don't like and transcend your Yeshus, your being stuck in yourself that makes you not like them, and then you can be united.
This is a similar idea to what we covered Pesach time. In order for godliness to be revealed, there needed to be that bittul.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So there's no holiness, let's say in a home, if one spouse is very egotistical and the other one is completely bittul, like, so there's no godliness like in the home, like.
Well, one of them is bringing godliness. The other one is getting a bit in the way. Correct.
One is like, whatever you do all the same, the other one's just like, what else?
So shalom bayis.
Well, whichever spouse is just being bittul is keeping the peace because they're so bittul that nothing,
Okay, but one sec. Being bittul, being this type of doormat and that type of doormat is different.
Yeah, you're right. This is a doormat.
That's
being trodden on.
Yeah, that's not good for anyone.
Yeah.
Letting somebody take advantage of you is not bittul.
Right.
That's participating in their
Hashem's
wrong.
light doesn't shine on them.
Yeah, that's not unity. There's not a unity there.
It's not fair to the spouse. Trying.
Masha, yeah.
Can I deviate for 1 second?
Sure.
Okay. What I don't understand about the times of the Beis HaMikdash is if Hashem's holiness is revealed, why that didn't help unify the people. In other words, there's godliness revealed in front of your eyes. Why didn't that have an effect on the people? Why was there so much sin as came out?
There always has to be free choice. And free choice means that the greater the revelation, also the greater the temptation will be to ignore that revelation. And so, just like we see every day, there are people who get all types of blessings in their lives, and they ignore that, and it doesn't change them. So to them, they had a certain type of revelation of Hashem, a very dramatic one, but they also had the resistance to that, or the ability to ignore it and to go against it, because there always has to be free choice. So the greater the revelation, the greater the ability to just completely go against that revelation and rebel. Otherwise there's no free choice, they're just puppets.
So it's up to the individual to internalize that
Yeah.
revelation or that appreciation of godliness.
And make it real. It's like, you had all these miracles happen to you.
Yeah.
Now what? Miracles don't necessarily change you. It's up to you. That's avodah. So yichud achdus is a kli, is a vessel, is a receptacle for Hashem's revelation, because achdus can only be achieved through being a ayin, a nothingness, and Hashem's true nothingness can be revealed there. However, when you're a yesh, when you're egotistical, you're a blockage to the revelation. V'nimsa kol inyan v'tam echad. Mishum de b'chinas yesh nimsa pirud, b'chinas habitul, ka'ayin, nimsa b'chinas yichud. So it comes out that it's all the same, that it all comes from one reason, that when you're yesh, when you're a something, when you're egotistical, then you are distant and disconnected from others, because you're stuck in self. When you are an ayin, and you have bittul, then you can connect to others because you're not stuck in self. So bittul is synonymous with achdus, and yesh is synonymous with pirud, with separation. Now, with this understanding, now we understand why specifically these 4 species were chosen as being the ones to draw down das into nukva. Because each one of them denotes achdus, unity, as we explained earlier. Bittul va'ayin, which means each one of it has a bit of an ayin element to it. For the fact that it has unity to it, unity means bittul, ayin. If we want to draw down the oneness of Hashem, the simple oneness of Hashem, which is the ayin amiti, the true oneness, the true nothingness, that is through an object of bittul. So therefore, because the power of bittul is what we're trying to draw down, it has to be through objects that display that bittul. But we have to still understand. Why do we need, in this particular mitzvah, objects of bittul? Why not every mitzvah? If the idea of every mitzvah is to draw down the divine light into the world, so every mitzvah needs this bittul and ayin in it, and yet we only find in the mitzvah of lulav we need to have 4 species that denote achdus and bittul. Why not every mitzvah? We should be using palm fronds to light Shabbos candles as well. Why specifically this mitzvah? Now, the idea is going back to what the Maamar said earlier. Because the Kavana, the intention of this mitzvah, is to draw down das, intellectual awareness, into nukva, into speech, which is the feminine aspect that is influenced by emotion. We're trying to bring intellect into the world of emotion. That the speech of creation, which is driven by emotion, should also have in it an awareness of das. That the world should not simply be a created world, but it should be a world that has an awareness of Hashem. Shu'inyan lulav loilev, which is depicted by the word lulav, lamed vav, the 36 attributes into the heart, into the lev. And this is drawn even further down into the nukva of Zah, which is the esrog. The esrog represents Malchus itself. The lulav represents the emotions, lamed vav lev, and the esrog represents Malchus. 6 times 6 emotions. And that's why you put the esrog on the bottom of the lulav, because the lulav represents the emotions as they are all intertwined with each other. Lamed vav lev. The esrog represents Malchus, which receives that and reveals that. So it's at the bottom of the lulav. Now it's known that das is one of the middle line spheres. when you draw the spheres into a map, you have Chachma, Bina, Das, right, left, center, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. There's the two sides, and then there's the middle line. The thing about the middle line is that the middle line are all interchangeable. That Das connects directly to Keser. Even though Chachma and Bina talk to each other, Das actually connects to Keser, which is higher than it. Same with Chesed and Gvura talk to each other, but Tiferes goes up to Das, which goes up to Keser. The middle line is like an elevator that goes up and down. They're connected with each other. Das is connected to Keser. Why? Because the power of Das, like all the middle line things, is the ability to unite two opposites. What does Das unite? Das unites the emotional faculties with Nukva. Zer and Nukva. Vegam beis hafachim de Chachma Bina. Or Das is the one that unites Chachma and Bina. Shenikra Abba ve'ema, which are called the father and the mother, two opposites. So therefore Das has more ayin, nothingness, bittul in it than all the spheres, because Das has this power to unite. Remember what what we know about Das. We know that Das has the power to connect intellect with emotion. That's it's a key to draw intellect into emotion. It also has the power to draw the 6 emotions down into Malchus, which is what we're trying to do in shaking the Lulav. Das through the emotions into Malchus. There's another higher version of Das Elyon, which unites Chachma and Bina, brings the Chachma and Bina together. All of these things show that Das is this unifying force that takes opposite energies and makes them one. If you're a unifying force, then what are you? Ayin, Bittul. Because that is what unites. If I can take two opposites and bring them together, what do I need to do? I need to introduce bittul to them. Don't be so stuck in yourself. Be open to the other. And then you can unite. So Das is like this mediator in the middle of the spheres, right in the middle of the whole system, that is able to bring opposites together. It's got more ayin in it than any other. Let's keep going. So he says a powerful thing. He says it must mean that Das has more ayin in it, more bittul in it than any other sphere. It's through Das that we bring down the real ayin amiti, the nothingness of Hashem. Because like we said, that the nothingness of the Ein Sof, the ayin amiti, can only come down into a nothingness, into a state of bittul. Just like the power for something to grow, to sprout from the ground, can only happen when the seed decomposes itself into a nothing, then it can grow into something new. It's ayin, the power of ayin, that draws down this new energy, as explained elsewhere. So now we understand specifically this mitzvah, the mitzvah of Lulav, has to be done with these specific 4 species, each of which display ayin, bittul, achdus. Because we want to draw down the ayin, the bittul of Das, the awareness into the world. So therefore, you need ayin, you need bittul. And what has bittul? The 4 species, that each one of them has achdus and bittul are synonymous. And more details of these specific 4 species is found in Pri Etz Chaim, in the writings of the Arizal. Exactly what these 4 species and why, but on a general sense we get the idea that each one of them denotes achdus, which is ayin, which is the power to take Das, to unite opposites, to bring intellect into emotion, and to make the world aware of Hashem.
Is there any more like achdus in actual lulav, because everything's tied to it and around it?
A good achas, that they become. The fact that you take the 4 species and make them into one.
No, but the actual lulav as opposed to the hadas and noavas and everything. Is there anything more unifying about it, because it's in the middle and everything's tied to it?
I guess it's the low layer of this thing it encompasses all the 36 attributes.
No, it's the lulav.
Does it say why it's got 2 arrows and 3 hadasim? Is that anything to do? Why is 2 of that and 3 of that?
Well, they all add up make 6.
Yeah. Well, it is. It says in Arizal that the 3 hadassim are Chesed Gvur Tiferes. The 2 are Ravas Anetzach and Hoid, and the Lulav is Yisoid, and the Esrog is Malchus.
Lulav is the hold.
Lulav is Yisoid,
Oh, yes.
and Esrog is
And
Malchus.
it's
That's on a specific level.
I see.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a bit of a thought question here? That last answer you gave didn't really answer the question. The question was, why only with the mitzvah of Lulav are we using these species that represent Achdus? Shouldn't we be doing that for every mitzvah? And you said, because the mitzvah of Lulav is to bring das into the through emotions into Malchus. Are we trying to do that with every mitzvah?
No.
Why not? Why
Das into
specifically-
Malchus?
Why specifically are we trying to do that with Lulav? What is it
That
about
was-
Lulav that specifically does that? I don't know, I missed last week and I haven't.
Doesn't every mitzvah represent like something else?
Yeah, every mitzvah is drawing a different light down. The mitzvah of Lulav is to bring das into Malchus.
And have we established earlier in the Maamar why the mitzvah of
Yeah,
Lulav is?
yeah, we said it today that Binyan Malchus is Rosh Hashanah, but then bringing das into Malchus is Sukkot.
So I'll see where it
It's a good tool to have for that. Give them kids. They can be bittul, they just be fine with themselves. How do you give that to them? Like, I guess just by being an example?
That's first of all by being it.
How do you teach them to be like that? Like just
Because
be
when something
comfortable
happens,
where they are.
because when something happens, you tell them it's got nothing to do with you. It's her problem. It's his problem.
Right. Is
That
that how
shape
you
Lulav, you don't hold
Yeah, that's right.
That's one way. Yeah.
No, not Lulav.
Yeah, like what's it got to do with you? She's freaking out. What's it got to do with you?
Yeah.
You're not freaking out.
But then the child will say it's personal. She's saying personal. She's upsetting me, or my son said he took the toy away from me.
Did you come to the nurtured heart thing?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
So what's it called? So I mean, not that I keep it up, but you know, when a kid complains to you, you know, so and so's poking me, so and so's annoying me. Instead of getting involved, you say, wow, like you really know the right thing to do. You come to a parent, you're not getting involved. Just promoting, basically, positively reinforcing when they don't get worked on into it. You know.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. So God willing, next week we will finish this Maamar.
That was really interesting. Really.